Okay, we have the midpoints of the side of a triangle are 1,5 minus 1,3 over 2 and 3,5 over 2. That's the coordinates. Find the vertices of the triangle. The diagram, as you can see. So let's complete the triangle. So we'll locate the midpoints. Okay, so we have the triangle. So let's locate the vertices. So let's call this A, let's call this B, let's call this C. So why the midpoints are this, this, and that. So the coordinates are 1, this is minus 1, so this should be, this is minus 1, 3 over 2. So let's label it A, B, C, D. D is minus 1, 3 over 2, negative, positive. So why this one is 1, 5, so this one should be 1, 5. So y f should be 3, 5 over 2. Yes. So we've located the midpoint. So using what we've known before, if you want to get the midpoint of a line segment, so we know that the midpoint of any line segment, midpoint of x1, y1 and x2, y2 is always the average, which is x1 plus x2 over 2, y1 plus y2 over 2. So that's the formula we're going to use here. So for this one, we'll see that the midpoint of AC, the midpoint of AC is now equal to, let's call the coordinate of A, let's call it XA, YA, YC, XC, YC, and B, XB, YB. So we see that the midpoint of AC, or let's just start solving direct. You know that, so that we won't waste time. So you know that the midpoint of AC for x coordinates, you see that XA plus XC over 2 will give us 1. That's using this formula, the average. This is like x1, this is x2, y1, y2, so that's it. So which implies that XA plus XC subscript C is equal to, let's call it equation, let's call it equation 1. So again, we see that the y coordinate, which is YA plus YC over 2, is 5. So which implies that YA plus YC is equal to 10, equation 2. So we are done with AC. Let's move to AB. So we see that the midpoint of AB, which is now XA plus XB over 2, is equal to minus 1 as for X, which implies that XA plus XB is equal to minus 2. We call it equation 3. YA plus YB over 2 will now give us 3 over 2. So which implies that YA plus YB must give us 3, equation 4. So we are done with line segment, as the side AB. Let's look at BC. So we see that XB plus XC over 2 will give us 3. as you can see, which implies that xb plus sc is equal to 6, equation 5. So finally, for this equation, we have yb plus yc over 2 must be equal to 5 over 2, which implies that yb plus yc must give us 5, equation 6. So we now use this 6th equation to solve for the unknown, which are the coordinates. So we can see I have xa here. Which one has xa again? See, s subscript a. So I can eliminate xa by subtraction. So if I do equation 1 minus equation 3, I will eliminate xa. So let's move to the next page. Eliminate. So if I do equation 1 minus equation 3, you see that xa minus xa is gone. We have xc minus xb equal to 2 minus minus, that is 4. So let's call it equation 7. So which one has s subscript c and b? Let's check c and b. Do you see it? So I can solve equation 5 and 7 simultaneously. So and how do you do it? We can eliminate b by addition. So let's do equation 5 plus equation 7. So I now add xb plus minus, that is 0. Ysc plus sc is 2 sc. 6 plus 4 is 10. So what do you notice? xc is 5. Therefore, from equation 7, we see that what? We can get xb. xb is now sc minus 4, which is 5 minus 4, which is 1. So we've gotten sc, sb. So let's check xa. So we choose any, okay, equation 1. Therefore, from equation 1, we'll see that xa will be 2 minus sc, which is 2 minus sc is 5. 2 minus 5 is minus 3. So we've gotten the coordinates of x for each of the vertices. So let's get for y. So again, we can eliminate. Let's check. Okay, cy. So I can eliminate a again. So if I do equation 2 minus equation 2, this is minus. So if I do equation 2 minus equation 4, we now see that ya minus ya is gone. We have yc minus yb, which is 10 minus 3, 7. So let's call it equation 8. So again, we'll look at which one has yc and yb. Equation 6. So what do I do? I will add. So if I do equation 6 plus equation 8, so let's add. Yb plus minus yb is 0. Yc plus yc is 2yc. Y5 plus 7 is 12. So which implies that yc is 6. Therefore, from equation 8, we see that yb is yc minus 7, which is minus 1. 6 minus 7, which is minus 1. So we'll now go back to get our ya. So from equation 2, we see that YA is 10 minus YC, which is 10 minus C is what? 6. So 10 minus 6 is 4. So we've gotten everything. Therefore, the coordinate of the vertices of the triangle are, so let's use white. So for A, what is XA? SA is minus 3 and YA is 4. B, what is XB? XB is 1. YYB is minus 1. And finally, the coordinate of C is XC is 5, 6. Okay, so that's the answer. So it's a very tricky question. Thank you.